have arrived at the first French derby of the year. And welcome back, by the way. It's a great time to join us if you weren't with us before. I'm your host, so I've got Kakuka and Billy here and a very special guest. Lou, of course, we're going to have you here if the French teams are playing against each other.
I mean, always, yeah. It has become quite a ritual every time we have a French derby for World Counts, for crazy predictions. Yeah. But today we're in for something different, I think.
Yeah, and it's always a fun game. So I felt like, why let them have the fun on stage? We deserve some fun as well. And I believe you prepared something for us. I don't know what it is, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I did. We kept the surprise for you guys. It's going to be a game called the Kings of France. The purpose is going to be to kind of highlight which team we think on paper is going to come off on top. So we're going to have a few categories and we're going to have a debate, of course.
Okay.
That is French culture, you know, debating and arguing, of course. I hope this ends up in a good way. So we're going to have a few categories and we're going to have to decide on which points we give to each team according to the category. So the first category coming up is going to be the fan base size. We know that we have a lot of engaging communities, big events. We think about KCX, we think about major events also for Vitality. So girls,
are we choosing what we like more, or are we choosing what we think is bigger?
I think what we think is bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay. I have to say, even though I love the Golden Hornets and the energy that they've been bringing onto the studio, I remember watching the KC event during the off-season, and that is one of the wildest things I have ever seen, like the debut of the players, how everything. So I'm going to go on KC's side. Like, clear on the KC.
I have to agree. The off-season events that they had at the KC Arena, yeah, it has to be KC.
Yeah, and I think, so you hosted and you watch parties.
I just want to make sure, first of all, Vitality fans, relax, chill, okay, chill. You've got Durka, that's my boy. You know, this has nothing to do about your org, your team, nothing. Okay, relax, everybody breathe. Same to you, KC fans. Same to you. This is just for fun. But in this category, I think just because I really want to go to KCX, and Zeish promised me that he was going to bring me next year. So until we have a Vitality event, I feel like that's a similar level. I'm going to have to go with KC as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unanimous for this category for KC, but we hope, and that might be an invitation for Vitality to host a big event in 2025. That's what we hope. Jumping up to the second category, which is going to be the jersey design. Of course, we're talking about fashion, we're talking about friends. So I want to know, girls, what is your taste in matter of jerseys? Maybe Billy first?
I think I like the Vitality one better. Because I like the more basic design of it. And I feel like I know Carmine Corp, Blue Wall. Yeah. I know that will always be their jersey, but I think I just like how basic the Vitality one looks.
I'm gonna be such a diva, okay? I'm gonna preface this by being, I'm gonna be a diva about this because Team Vitality have sent me not one, not two, but 3 jerseys, and KC have sent me none. So, Vitality.
It's literally the opposite for me. I've been wearing KC jersey, posing for KC merch also.
Yeah, but they don't give me any. I feel so sad about it.
I mean, that's another invitation from you to KC,
give me some stuff.
Yeah, I think the thing is, KC didn't go out of their comfort zone, I think, this season with the blue jersey. We've seen in the off-season a red one coming up. So I don't know if it's not ambitious enough, but I think I will go for the KC one this time. So you will have to decide, Kakuka.
I'm not gonna stay in the middle. I'm gonna go with Vitality. I just don't like it is the KC one is too plain for me. I like the way that Vitality can play with the V and just do it this. I will say though, for the jerseys this year, the one that have that neck that is a little bit different with the logo here, I am absolutely in love. Yeah, Koi, Fnatic also has it. There are all the teams that have it, and I absolutely love that kit. None of them have it, and they have the round neck that I'm not such a big fan of, but I will go for Vitality for this one. It's more wearable also.
Yeah, I agree. So Vitality comes up on top when it comes to jerseys. Third question, girls. We're going to go deep inside the game. It comes up to ideal performance in a 1v1, safe against Sadak. 2 different visions, 2 different profiles. Where do you go, girls?
Safe has never thrown an 11-3. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, again, personally, Safe is my boy. I have so much respect for him. A great showman, a great guy, just a great all-rounder. However, I don't think he's been tested as much as Sadak have. And Sadak has won a trophy internationally as an IGL, so I have to give it to Sadak.
very good reasons. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the same, Mati, like Matias. You know,
it's like that.
Yes,
it's like
we're
that
like
for
that.
you.
We're like that. You know, and also we after the eventing with KC, they also had Koikon in Spain, and we had some words with him, and I absolutely adore him. If you don't love Sadak, again, no shade against Safe, and it has nothing to do, but I think that especially when we think about both of the projects, we think of a Vitality that has a tremendous firepower. There's just going to be blasting through teams, but then also after what we saw from KC on day one, I just want to see how far this goes.
Yeah, of course. And what about you, Billy? What are your thoughts?
No notes, no additions. I have to go with Sadak. I think the innovation potential of the team that they have formed this time, I'm on board with Sadak.
So I think I'm going to stand on the opposite side on this one, girls, because Safe really impressed me last year in terms of firepower, but also in terms of his attitude as a captain. You know, we really saw him like showing up, taking responsibilities, accountability for things, like saying that in an interview with me on stage that he doesn't want to lie to his teammates. Like if he has to sit down for 10 hours next to his teammates, he wants things to be working well between each other. So I think I will go with Safe.
I really understand where you're coming from, because I think that there's something very important that you mentioned, and is that we're so used to Safe being so good that sometimes we take it for granted.
I will say though,
that's a good one.
I think he got unlucky here, because if it was him against any other players, I think you probably pick Safe. But I mean, as an IGL, there's only like two other people in the world that I would pick over Safe. Yeah.
Right, I agree. And this one is going to be maybe a tougher one. We go with the 2025 bundle. Girls, we're going to have to make a choice or not.
I was flamed for having this opinion already. I picked KC when I was on stream, like looking at the bundle, and all the KC fans are like, but this is the koi color. It's not blue enough.
It's purple.
Yeah, I got a lot of flack for that. So for that reason, I will stick with KC.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do we have any Vitality enjoyers like about the bundle on this side of?
I think with this one, I'm gonna go with Sue. I think that this, I love the color. I love the
it's so
combination.
girly pop.
Yes, right. I think that it fits very well with the rest of the combos.
I can see that, but I like the Vitality one. It feels very bold. It feels very, what we know Vitality for. So yeah, no, I like the Vitality one personally.
Yeah, I have both of them actually. I purchased both of them last year. So,
but if you had to choose one,
yeah, I mean, Black and Yellow, apart from being a cool song, I think I will go with the Vitality one. So we will have to stay in the middle, guys. Buy both bundles.
Honestly, yeah, like our opinion doesn't matter. Let's see what team gets the more bundle sales at the end of the year.
Buy the Sentinel bundle.
Sentinel,
Sen City. Sorry, carry on.
No, we're talking about France, so we're talking about fashion, the fashion week. Girls, I'm going to have to ask you a tough question. If it had to be the logo of a luxury, like French brand, which logo would you choose? The Vitality one or the KC one? That might be a tough one, though.
Vitality didn't just send me 3 jerseys, they also sent me 2 pairs of shoes. So I'm going to go for Vitality. I'm
Fair
so
enough,
shameless.
I think that's a good one.
I'm so shameless.
What about you, girls?
I think I personally will go for Vitality as well. Like I can see that changing and like being used in many different ways. I think that the necklaces will be very, very cool, and also like belts for Mitch. Mitchman would love to have one of those.
He loves a belt buckle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Vitality. I'm not such a fan of the how rounded the KC is.
Yeah,
Color-wise,
I see that.
I like the blue better.
I like what you said about the bell. I can definitely see that with the Vitality logo. Yeah, 100%. I actually am going to go on the opposite side from you guys. I like the Carmine Core one. I think it's very free-flowing in a way. So yeah, no, I like that one best.
Oh, I do like it on one of their hoodies. They have this hoodie range from last year that was insane.
Like if it was a tracksuit, I would go KC.
So cool.
I don't know why.
It was so cool, yeah.
Yeah, probably I'm going to stand in the middle on this one and go with Billy for the KC logo, I think so. But of course, it's not just France versus France, but also Brazil versus Brazil. So let's hear Sadak's message for us on this match.
I'm going to destroy them. I don't know where I'm looking.
This one.
Yeah.
That one.
I'm going to destroy them, not because anything personal, but I want to destroy Les. I'm coming for you, Les. I'm coming for you.
I love it. I love
Just
it.
as a friendly coming for you, but not unfriendly.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, how could could you not buy the bundle after this walkout? This is absolutely amazing. Are they all wearing? No, I was hoping they would all be wearing the sunglasses, but we do have to talk about what Sadak said there. He is coming for Les. He wants to destroy him. It is a friendly rivalry, of course, but Kakuga, there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love the fact that Sadak has been so graceful about it, and he's very excited to finally see this happen. And we know that they were together in love for such a long time. They were a staple of the team. So the fact that we are third day of kickoff here in EMEA, and we're getting this head-to-head in a French derby is absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I just love the trash talking from teams every single time we have these head-to-heads. I love how confident they are, and then we see them on the stage as well, and like they're just giving it to each other, which is what I love the most.
Yeah, of course. Casey, we already seen them play. Billy, what did you make of their opening match?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think they had a couple of interesting ideas. So I'm intrigued to find out whether they stick with what they had the other day. That bind that we seen from them the other day was absolutely disgusting. So I think going into the map veto, those are little things that I'll be keeping my eye out for.
Yeah, I think also that after everything that we've seen from most of the teams, remember that, of course, we're going to have the Vitality debut. There's only a couple of teams that we're going to see next week. But not only the composition that we saw on Bind, also bringing in the Harbor, something that we have not seen from any other team, but is very, we've seen before in Loud a lot. Of course, Les is going to have that kind of advantage because he understands it very, very well, probably the best here in the region now. I want to see what the reaction is from the Vitality side and how much it affects today's game.
And also for Vitality, they've obviously had an extra day to prep. So this is no longer going to be a surprise. So if you were at Casey, would you want to whip this out again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that there's still a lot of things that can be done with this composition. I think that they had not a lot of freedom, but all the micro stuff did work for the simple reason of sometimes there's literally nowhere to go. Of course, you have the sample and you have a nice VOD to see not only how everything is played, but where the gaps are and when can you take advantage of certain situations.
Yeah, and of course, it was the debut for Aves as well. I think pretty highly anticipated. A lot of teams trialed this guy in our region, in the off-season, and Billy, a cool, calm, collected, confident first match for him.
Yeah, Aves was absolutely sensational yesterday. First Egyptian player in T1, so the representation coming out from his region as well, and finishing top of the table as well yesterday, going up against Navi, so that was really impressive. And it's nice to see a tier 2 player kind of get their chance in VCT. I know that's been a narrative of a couple of the players coming up this year, so yeah, no, I was really impressed with his performance yesterday, particularly the Gecko on that Bind map yesterday.
But is he gonna be good enough to go up against Team Vitality? Because let's not beat around the bush. This is a super team.
Yes, we have already talked and spoken about Les, and of course, you know where he comes from. Another familiar face, but with a different jersey. For the first time in forever is Durkit. Yeah,
I miss him.
So it's been one day he still hasn't played. Yeah, but of course, we are very excited to see Save back. We know that for Vitality, last year was a little bit of a roller coaster. The beginning of the year wasn't easy for them, and at the middle of stage 2, just changing things around, changing not only the perspective on the team, but also the coaching staff, also new coaching staff from this year, also an import faded coming from Americas, from TSM. Everybody's looking at this roster that has its eyes on Paris at the end of the year. We understand such a big investment, getting the best out of the best. You need all the raw firepower that you need if you want to get there.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think with champs on the line, it being in Paris this year, you can see that they have made an absolute huge investment, and 2 of probably the best pickups in the off-season, I would say.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't have been controversial, right? Given how crazy this off-season has been, and I cannot wait to see them play. Luckily, we don't have to wait any longer because this is it. It's time to bring them out onto stage. Here is Team Vitality and Carmichael.
With me.
It's the first French derby of the year, and the first time we'll see if Vitality can truly live up to the name of being the EMEA super team. Casey, they have played already. We saw what they can do against Na'Vi, and the map veto is going to be very interesting coming into this, because when you pick up a player like Durka and Les, you don't just get the raw firepower. You get everything that they learned on their previous teams, all of the flexibility, and it looks like we're not going to get pole split.
Oh, and Vitality is the one picking on the Haven. Like, I'm thinking about last year, and I know that, of course, there's been many changes, well, a couple of changes to the team, but this was a map that they were not a fan of. It's not that they were not looking to play it, probably not a first fan, but this is the kind of map that teams would peak onto Vitality to get the win.
Yeah, but do you know who's a fan of this map? Les and Durka. They love this map, Billy. Do
they have that power, that much power?
Yeah, but I feel like they would, right? Because think about the amount of times they absolutely pwned everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big question for me is the roles within Vitality as well. Like, thinking about that agent select, now that we have this map view, what is that going to look like? We had Save kind of playing around Sentinel in stage 1 of last year, then kind of switch into the Duelist for stage 2 in Champs. So with Derek coming in, where does that leave us? What are people going to be moving on to?
Also, I raise you with the Haven pick. You're picking that into end.
Yeah.
So, like, there's layers.
Yeah.
There are layers. There are layers.
I swear to God, we're never getting over Gambit. Absolutely not.
I don't think I ever will. That's the thing. But the mind games are going to be crazy. Will Safe's IGLing be good enough against Zach?
Yeah, and we were talking about it. We also had the composition of Bind. We were showing it earlier, and that is going to be Casey's map pick. It makes a lot of sense. I feel that there is still a lot of things that the composition can do. Also, maybe mistakes that they could have spotted, but still, this could favor Vitality just because of having that kind of freedom to watch them play the other day.
Yeah, I think so, but I think the fact that they didn't ban it, it shows that they were comfortable watching it and think that they were strong enough to be able to take it on. So yeah, I think that's really interesting.
Oh, it's the Fnatic comp! Is it they just yoink the Haven comp?
Yo, does Durka have that much power?
It looks like he does.
Did he steal the strap up before he left? He was like, hey guys, I come with a present.
Yeah, and then Sadak just does like loud stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But it's still, I think it's very interesting that he is the one picking up on the Harbor. I know that everybody has their eyes on these 2 Brazilian players. I love the fact also that Martin is going on the Euro. I think that the other day he was amazing when he was playing it. So I'm really looking forward to see the head-to-head. And also, I want to see more from Elite. I feel like last year everything was about him, and I want to see him shine.
Yeah, I think a big one for me is Safe IGLing on that ISO, you know.
The first ISO that we see also in Kickoff, right? There's like 4 agents that we haven't seen, like Clove, Reyna, Phoenix, and probably ISO at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Haven, like we said, Fnatic were running it previously with the ISO, so maybe taking a little bit of inspiration, Derka from his prior team.
I think that he's just copied their homework.
Yeah, literally. But I'm intrigued to see how Safe actually finds IGLing on that duelist role.
Well, we'll find out in just a moment. I mean, speaking of stealing things from Fnatic, surely Pansy and Mini can give us some insight on this Vitality comp.
Whoa. Stealing is a strong word there. I've just borrowed Mini. Maybe Fnatic need him back soon. Anyway, that aside though, speaking of Fnatic, that comp looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I recognize that one.
That one, is that one of yours?
Not mine. I'll give Boaster some credit here.
Okay.
But I'm a big fan of the Euro. You know I'm a big fan of the Euro. So
absolutely.
The Euro was, you know, Boaster comes with these crazy ideas sometimes. Sure. And sometimes you gotta give him a yes or a no.
Okay, this was a yes.
This was yes or yes.
Okay.
Good at it.
Yeah, hey, look. Yeah. Durka liked it so much he went to his next team up and he's gone, boys, I've got the nuttiest comp for you. It's going to work out. So we have to see how it works, right? Because there's a lot of question marks around this and a lot of expectations with Vitality. This is meant to be the super team, the big boys, but they're not facing anyone who's easy to get through. You've got Carmine Core already proving that value only a couple hours back, really. But let's have a little look at this. Durka going walkabouts to begin with. So, of course, Vitality on the defending side, Carmine Core on the attack, and it looks very focused, at least initially, towards his garage contact. Less.
Yeah, we've already got a 3-player stack here.
Yeah, they seem so aware, and Kix gets all the attention in the end and pulls it away from the eyes that were trained towards Les here. Nice little crossfire setup, and it's all getting a little bit mad. Only Aves really drawing blood for Carmine Core, but the spike's been left loose. Still deep towards B, a tricky predicament for them now. Do they still want that garage control? Can they even vie for it? I don't think so. It's that focus towards the B site to get back that spike.
Vitality don't need to do much here. If KC go for the plant here, I expect a flood.
Waiting for it. Oh, hold on, hold on. And so did Carmine Core. They expected the flood as well. They were waiting for it. And now a 1v1. Kicks is locked in. Gonna claim that 1-3 for him this round. Elite going down and Vitality with the first. But Mini, thoughts and feelings after that first round there?
Beautiful. You saw Durka getting set up straight into A main. We've got the A main control, and he's able to TP out towards Garage. We've got a 2-man setup there already. 3-man immediately. That's the power of this Euro. He's able to get control early, rotate immediately if there's any threat. So if Carmine Core want to win this map, they're going to have to play around that TP. They can't be going into where a Euro is.
Yes. So now we get to, I kind of wanted to look at this later on, but I will keep my eyes towards it as the game carries through. How does Save Fair, being that IGL in a role like this, it's not going to be easy by any means. That ISO pick, again, you'd look at kind of Alpha being the player to pick that up traditionally, but, I mean, mechanically, we know Safe is out of this world, and we are into a pistol round, so unless much changes here, it should be pretty much par for the course, and hopefully we get some audio.
I think Safe on the ISO, if Safe was in the IGL,
yes,
I have no problems with him in the ISO.
Cool.
He's one of the greatest duelists in the EMEA. No doubt about it. Playing the duelist as an IGL is extremely difficult.
Well, he's done nicely there to find 2. You can see the hunger to try and get that Vandal in hand. And Durka tries to lean into it, a little costly, but it should be recovered. Most of the weapons being picked up here, so they keep the Vandal, they keep the Phantom, and the Bulldog. 2 rounds for Vitality. And we talked about expectations, Mini. There's a lot of pressure on this team, right?
I think on both teams, to be honest with you.
Very true.
I think I've done the maths. There's a lot of trophies in the server right now.
How many?
A lot of trophies.
Give me a guesstimate.
There's 5 internationals, I believe, including Coach, because obviously Coach Eng.
Yep.
And then 3 out of 4 regional titles in America and the EU.
That's stunning.
So these teams have been built to win some trophies.
So that's the caliber we've got to hold them to.
Exactly. There's going to be no punches pulled.
Speaking of, Durka already strayed away.
I've seen this one before.
Yeah? I wonder if we like the ending. Already Kicks. And you could argue Kicks could fall under almost a secondary conversation when it comes to the roster. When you've got highlights like Durka, when you've got Safe, when you've got Trex, when you've got less coming in, Kicks could fall by the wayside, but already showing his value here. And for Carmine Core, they've had a rude awakening. This is their first real buy into this. First time they get those Vandals out. See how they try and deal with this.
Yeah, usually that play is like a 1-2 punch, like the Durka.
The Durka. Yeah, we'll
take the contact at middle, and then it was actually Hero that was the one swinging at Garage and getting the kind of trade frags off of Durka. But Kicks apparently didn't even need contact, just dry swinging.
Must be nice.
You know.
Could be punished, but for now, must be nice.
It's okay, yeah.
You can see them trying to pick up the pieces here. Carmine Core trying to figure a way out towards A, still 2 players, and already the information flowing through. You can already see the response in kind as well. Drift over from Kicks.
30 seconds left.
So we're going to have Durka keeping an eye towards B in case there is that late pivot back. But off angle there, going to be avoiding the paranoia. This should be clean, and yet Trex is keeping it very clean. Martin left with little to no option here. A 1v4 with nearly 15 seconds left, and the spike a million miles away. Mini, I feel like we're going to have to kind of talk bigger picture here, because this is looking sharp from Vitality. They look aggressive. They look confident. They are charging around this map. How do you deal with that if you're Carmine Core? Because they're meant to be quite a structured team, good IGL, great players. What's the next step here? Because, I mean, you guys have been probably theory crafting that sort of comp for a while. You've got to know there are answers to it, but Carmine Core haven't found them yet.
Yeah, I mean, with the comp coming out, Eng, we did play against Eng's team last year with this composition. And I feel like he's got a bit of homework there. I feel like before the game, you get a bit of time to talk.
Yeah.
Start talking about what you've seen in the past. Eng's a smart guy. He's going to be able to say, boys, watch out for Durka down middle.
Yeah.
And we can't be getting away with that kind of, you know. I think to go into your kind of first anti-bonus round, looking that kind of weak from the KC side is a little bit worrying.
It is. I do put quite a bit of faith, though, in Carmine Core. I think we've already seen how good they can be. Let's see if they can try and pull it together now. Kicks on the line. Sadak's going to clear. Less isolated. Hold on. This is nice. already tempering. Seifu gets caught, backpedaling away. And now it's on the back line. Trex and Durka trying to work this through, one towards CT. Harvest. This guy is actually such a highlight of a player. Currently top 3 in the KD, top 3 in ACS. He has been absolutely fragging out. So a player to watch in this series, even though there's so many superstars, he might be joining them. For now, the first for them.
Yeah, I mean, Avaz, I want to add on to that, honestly.
Sure.
Like, he's been playing in MENA pretty much for the past 3 to 4 years. Probably the brightest prospect that that region's had. And to see him step up to this level is phenomenal. Like,
Truly is. Already got the ult there as well, so if that's something to keep in the back pocket.
I think, though, that round, a nice attempt from KC. I do think the C site can be a weakness in this composition sometimes. Especially on a round like that, where you kind of got those low buy.
Yeah. It's something they continue to try and pressure now. Les, that's gotta feel real sweet, especially on towards Sadak. Holding the site well this time, takes away the tip of the spear in the form of Sadak, and leaving them wanting more here. Sugetsu trying to claim the space through Garage. You got Elite now taking a glimpse. There's a lot of players around there. Kicks is the one to claim it, but it could have been anyone at that point, and a lovely little upgrade up to the Vandal. They have so little space here to call their own. Sugetsu does well to reclaim this, though.
This is cheeky.
It is. They might need it. Oh, clean. And he gets away. No trade. So they've got to re-clear towards Garage pretty boldly at that point. Or do they pour through CT? The double down. Sugetsu, you are absolutely criminal for this one. They know he's there, but he's going to cause a problem. He's just taking down Kicks. The 1v1, it's won by Safe. Sugetsu now waits for his prey and he strikes. That's another huge round from Sugetsu, but the time Les gets it towards half. It's a 1v2 and he falls at the end. Durka keeping that operator up and keeping Vitality in a firm lead.
I mean, I noted a potential weakness on the C side of the map, but I didn't mean that we need to just run it down.
Yes.
I think that we need to play these rounds out a little bit slower, feel it out. Where's Durka being aggressive? Where's the space on the map? I feel like going straight into C isn't the best approach from these gun rounds, because Durka can be there that quick. We can flood in with 3 people really quickly with this composition.
No timeout yet, though, for KC. They're happy to keep running for this. I was waiting to see if they are going to touch base at all, or when that time strikes.
I think they've got the 2 ults here. The Omen Harbor ult, they probably got an idea towards A, but Vitality reading this like a book.
God, yeah, 4-play stack. So early as well. Durka down towards Sewer. It's safe to draw first blood, but it does get traded out, so they're going to lose out on that. Now, Carmine Core seemingly prepared, or at least willing to fight. Durka has to pull the emergency cord and get out of there. Trex could be in trouble, actually. Got to play this right here, play this as best he can. TP gets taken, and they're clearing house. Les, what are you meant to do? There's so much util in front of you. This flood towards A, looking perfect. And he's been caught in the backline. Sugetsu having a bit of a series now himself as well, heating up.
I think the note about the timeout is kind of nice to expand on. I think in that position, like, from my point of view, like, when you've got the ults and you know you're going to go into an ult strat, there's no point of taking that timeout. Aang knows that if he takes that timeout, the other team's coach is going to come in and start reminding the boys that, like, watch out for that. Like, just keep it simple. He probably heard Sadak's call and was more than happy. If they lost that round, they would have taken the timeout.
Though they've really, I don't want to say they've got Vitality on the ropes, but financially it's put them in a bit of a predicament. They've still got a Vandal with Durka. You've got a couple of bits and pieces around it. They've got a couple of ults as well. I'd say Durka's really the only one that can maybe impact the round, but so that's Sugetsu reading the economy well enough to opt for the Outlaw, and Durka looking to be the instigator. He might have a fair fight, at least on the first, but beyond that, the timing on this. Just around the corner, Sadak, that angle. Brutal to play from, but Durka's respected it enough to fall away to that secondary position.
And this is exactly why I love the Yoru. When we were discussing this composition for Fnatic, the amount of space Durka can get on that A side of the map, his playstyle before the Yoru comp was to get up close on A, lock it down for us, and he became the strong side by himself. Like, try and get through Durka, good luck, we'll go rotate it somewhere else. But now he can take it and he can even rotate to the other side. He can just do what he wants.
So much freedom. Looking at the positioning here from Les, does make you wonder. Now no one's, Trex I think did get the Vandal. Come back into hand.
30 seconds left.
And this is all a ruse.
Yeah,
it's
lovely
drawn,
pick.
yeah, 1, 2 players. I mean, Les is just drifting. They seem completely kind of lost with where they were deciding to end towards. This is a really nice tempo shift, it looks like, from Carmine Core. Slow down the pace, readdress which site you wanted to go to, and then work towards it.
Yeah, with the low
10
economy,
seconds
Les
left.
didn't have any Sentinel util to really kind of know whether that was a fake or not. Oh, beautiful.
Okay, Trex. A little bit more of that, please. He's still got the Vandal, but no armor as well.
Paranoia here for the retake.
They could at least put pressure on. There it goes. And away goes Safe. Don't doubt this man. Sheriff's there, looking for a fight. Oh, he's actually got it. He's got a lead down. Hold on. And now it's all Naves, but this guy's been a monster. But Trex is in the round. One salvaged Vandal, and that's enough for them. The shock dart, gorgeous. And the retake together, so well timed and spaced.
Paranoia recon combo with an ISO. The ISO on these retakes is beautiful. You know, you can take one shot, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Beautifully done. This is the part, really, is there's that shock dart. You can see it coming in.
Even the ISO vulnerable is slightly late, but it's that you can see the thinking there. That the vulnerable shock was supposed to be in there.
Big.
That was lovely from Vitality. These are good signs. Now Carmine Core can answer back, still with a purchase here. Do have Martin's ult, who's been a bit quiet thus far. Hard to get rolling in this. I mean, Aves doing great, Sugetsu doing great.
I feel like he's not really been set up in an opportunity to really shine yet. They're going for a lot of these kind of hits.
Gonna see how he does now. Ready. Coming in. Dirk is happy to at least commit in the moment towards site. Has to give away the game a touch here. How long is he willing to stick around on this? He's fully confident, he's fully committed. The paranoia didn't come through, but the shot's still going to work out. Zedax lost his life. They're willing to brawl. Trex still here too. Les lingering around. This is still deadly. Carmine Core up for the fight, 2v2. There's the 1v1 being popped off. Safe going to kidnap Sugetsu away. And this time again, Safe is winning that out. What does Elite do here? 30 HP in a bit of a dream. Brutal scenario. Time still to be had. Does he try and leave the site? Does he try and stick around and fight? He's got a fair one on the first, but he'd need 4 kills from him. And he's only got 4 HP. He knows Safe was nearby from the ult. Has he stuck around? Does he guess right? Does he look left? Safe. Biding his time, full HP, sitting pretty. And Elite's timing was not there. Close, but not close enough. Another for Vitality.
And this is around the time that I got to kind of get critical. Like, I don't think that KC are playing to the win. Well, they're not playing against the strengths of Vitality's comp right now. Okay. I don't see this approach of just going fast C being something that's going to work against a comp that has a Yoru. Like I said, they can flood this site fast. It was Fnatic's bread and butter last year.
Yeah.
Like, they've seen how successful that team is. So KC are a team that with Eng, they on some of the maps they like to run these scripted rounds. Scripted rounds is like we know exactly what we're going to do throughout the round.
Yeah, you got the steps there.
I think we need to go back and see a bit more of the sad hat kind of creative mid-rounding. And not lean so much on these scripts.
They've still not popped the timeout. They're still happy to let this one go. Durka in the right place again. First man in, Trex by his side.
Deploying drone.
It feels like he's just omnipresent, right? Everywhere you go, Durka is so impactful. You've seen on the C hits, he's been in B, he's been in carriage, he's been in A. He's just about bloody everywhere. So you've got to find that solution, as you were kind of discussing that. I mean, that's not bad. But you got to do that every round if you really want to make an impact here. So you've got Elite and Sadak with the Vandal still in hand. We do have Elite with the lockdown as well. But the chance to use it already, Durka's over towards C. Already backfilling the space. Less left towards controlling Garage and B. So a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah, I don't really see what the... Okay. Just going to group up towards A, but we're going to run into Safe, which hasn't been
30 seconds
the best
left.
idea. So
no, but who are you meant to go towards, Durka or Safe, right? That is a 1-2 punch of his team. All of them can come out swinging, but he has been outstanding. And look at the stall on this guy. Already, you've got Trex coming over, you've got players coming over, you've got Durka there. You're gonna have less here too. It's so difficult to avoid these players. Quick rotations, great stall, they kept control, and another round in the right direction for Vitality.
yeah, I think at this point, the copium is that this is Vitality's map pick. Maybe again, it's early into the season. We don't know exactly how the map pools stack up.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't look like one of Casey's finest. Now, again, I know the history of a coach like Eng. Haven was never a map that Eng was particularly, you know.
Historically.
He's a master of many maps, but Haven wasn't one that I would kind of go to for him.
You didn't rate the Reyna pick at one point?
I mean, they won. They did win.
Yeah, this is... it is one of those that I feel we are walking in a little bit to the unknown. Of course, for the rest of the map pool, we know how Bind looks. We know kind of how Abyss was. So it's a little bit of the known in that. We don't know where Haven falls, and this is the, you know, first choice coming out from Vitality. This could be a really strong map for them. And it's clearly looking good. And I do want to kind of ask the question for you. How is it watching Durka in this system rather than your own? Is it being applied in a similar way? Does it feel reminiscent of how you worked him into it? I mean, this is your, I don't want to say your comp, but you know, it was the Fnatic approach here. So it does feel similar, but is he still playing it in a very similar fashion as well?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same. Like, the first gun round was literally how we beat G2 at Champions. He did that over and over again. This kind of A main control into the TP towards C, that's the bread and butter. I feel like in this team with Safe, I do think that's something maybe we can talk about is the kind of the support he does have around him. Like, people don't really talk about Durka as a vocal player or someone who helps that, but in this composition, I have no doubts in my mind that he's making a lot of these calls in the defense. He knows where he wants to get picks. He knows where he wants to go. He knows where to get picks, you know what I mean?
It'll be great to see how this team kind of evolves. They are deemed the super team, so that's the standard we hold them to. And he's already off again, isn't he? Man doesn't care which side of the map he's meant to be on or where's the divide in this.
That was an early TP for Durka. Durka usually likes to stay around a bit, you know what I mean? He made me nervous a lot of times, but a quick one there.
Look, he's being respectful today, but he's, if anything, just set up safe. Just backed away. The drone is going to clear sewer. They've got to know a player's near enough by here. Safe's going to prepare. He's the first flying past. No problem in that regard, but he is in the corner and he's going to be checked on, so it gets cleared. Carmine Core trying to work it through this funnel, trying to go forward through this choke point, but the players are here. 3 from Vitality. A little bit of a TP from Durka, looking to just maybe check on that C site because it does feel like they've stopped, they've slowed it down here, but it does seem as though Carmine Core want to continue on this pathing.
Not sure exactly what they're waiting for.
Smoke back up now.
Never mind. That's what they're waiting for.
Face your fear!
TP. What's he up to? Okay, has a little look. Spots out at least less.
30 seconds
Kicks
left.
does get noted on site as well. So it's going to be very hard for them to find impact. But that's a shot from Les. Looking for a bit more here. Kicks gets played in. Oh,
Jesus.
Beautiful from Kicks. This makes it more than doable. And the ult out from Durka as well. He knows they're both there now. Spots it out, calls it out, gets involved. 10 seconds now. Carmine will have to defend on 2 fronts, but Sanek still standing. But the time is ticking. And Les is the one to do it against his old IGL. And Vitality again, striding through this game.
I mean, we kind of touched on it earlier that like Kicks in this roster, you know, he's the player that if you ask someone to name this roster, Kicks might not even
make it into that, right?
Yeah. It's hard to get to that point. There's so much to talk about. And in this roster, he just needs to be, you know, as safe hands, doesn't need to do too much. But in rounds like that, being able to pull out those important frags, that 2K, that was beautiful.
Where are you?
I do want to say that, yeah, well, I was going to make the point that KC had a good round where they didn't need to use their ults and then decided to throw it away. So, that was it. I saw a momentum shift in the half there, but completely thrown away.
Yeah, this feels like it might be put a fork in it, it's done sort of situation. But this is the big fear when you come up against a kind of team like this, right? If the snowball starts rolling early, momentum.
I'm scared because a team like this getting the momentum on the first map, if they started on the bind and had a rough time because, you know, how good KC looked on bind the other day, then I'd be a bit more scared about how Vitality managed their nerves. And they didn't play the off-season. We don't know how they manage a loss. Like, we don't know what this team, you know what I mean? They've got some fiery personalities in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, anyone worth their salt at looking at a team like this can see the potential, I don't want to say downfall, but, you know, the pros and cons of it. You know, you've got a lot of, I don't even say egos, that sounds negative, but there's a lot of potential threat there. If it goes wrong, can they problem solve well enough? We're probably not going to see it if it keeps going like this at 8-2. KC do have a plant though, and they're really turning the screws towards CT. Stunner! Martin! Finally waking up here! Cracking skulls, leaving less. The last one alive, and Martin finally gets involved with a pay safe card thrifty.
I mean, talk about the slow start.
Last round
around like that?
Yep.
That's what we needed. Again, maybe a mistake from Vitality, not... Like, I alluded to it in a previous cast about leaving the A for the retake, and in these disadvantaged situations, if you've got the A side, it feels a bit more like it's almost neutral. Like, so getting up close into those chokes, really nice by Martin.
Okay. So he could get 8-4, which
8-4?
feels more doable considering the economy right now. A couple of ults here and there. Oh, I say a couple, quite a big amount. Durka again, this man magnetized to the fight. Martin trying to skip ahead a little bit, trying to chase down Safe on the other side. Can he help out this utility coming through? Track's going to at least take down Elite there. The lockdown's going to be put into place. That's going to be denied. Now already the flood towards the side. Martin did well before, but he's got to do well again. Safe just smothered by Util. Backside dealt with. Goes down. The site is now in their control, apart from one who's getting closer. Did you forget about Kicks? You wouldn't be the first, but you might be second-guessing yourself, but he's been outmaneuvered here by Sugetsu. The timing is going to be everything. There's still a lot of side control here for Vitality. This is not secure from Carmine Core, but Sadak trying to carve out a bit of a path here. This fight's a great deal of pressure on it. Sugetsu on one side and Kicks the other. Kicks pulls the trigger, catching Sadak on the push-up from Long. And now they're divided, forcing Durka to fight forward here. But Sugetsu now strikes and down to the 1v1. Tracks against Sugetsu. Paranoia is still there. That could be big here. He knows he's caught him with it, but now it's dissipated. Sugetsu, what are you going to do? You're going to try your best and you're going to win. Bringing the scoreline just that touch closer. 8-4. A respectable salvaging of the scoreline.
I think towards the end of that half, KC found an answer. Being able to like take that A main control and pushing Durka away from A, and they felt very comfortable in these AXX. I think that would have been, if they had not thrown that round away that we were talking about, I think that could have been a very different half at the end.
Okay, so there's maybe still a bit of a game here. I was worried it was going to be completely ripped away, but 4 rounds is doable. It's certainly not easy, though, and Vitality look fiery. A dangerous team so far, living up to expectation and reputation, but it's certainly not done yet. You want to stick around for this? We're going to head down to one of our favorite people who's down in the crowd. Lou is going to be standing by with some of the audience.
And as the tension keeps rising on Heaven, we're going to check in quickly with our favorite French fans from KC and from Vitality, hyping up the arena. So boys, if you had to choose one player to put in a poster in your teenager's room, which would you choose and why? Du coup, les gars, si on devait choisir un joueur de votre équipe à afficher dans votre chambre d'ado il y a quelques années, lequel vous choisiriez et pourquoi?
Bah, moi, je prendrais Elite parce que je joue Sentinelle et du coup, bah, c'est notre Sentinelle. Donc, c'est un peu un modèle, entre guillemets.
Ok, très stylé. So I would pick Elite because I'm a man Sentinel and he's kind of like a role model for me.
Ouais, moi je prendrais Sadak parce que c'est notre AGL, il est super important pour l'équipe. C'est un champion, on peut compter sur lui, donc voilà.
Okay, I would pick Sadak because he's a champion, he's the IGL, everyone can rely on him, he's really important for the team and for you.
Et moi je prendrais Martin parce que juste il est trop fort et il est trop fort en dualiste. Même si on pouvait LoL aussi, ça serait Caliste. Hein.
Okay, a nice little blink of an eye to Caliste, a player from the KC team, but also of course Martin, the star players, and from you guys on the Vitality side. Et du coup pour vous les gars, chez Vita?
Moi je prendrais Trex parce qu'il est initiateur, c'est lui qui fait les moves. Puis on sait que Safe il se met beaucoup sur lui, donc ouais c'est un joueur que j'aime beaucoup.
Yeah, I would pick Trex because I think that his teammates can rely on him. He's the initiator, so he's initiating a lot of plays. So yeah, I think he's really important for the team. Pour toi?
Moi je prendrais Safe du coup. C'est quelqu'un que je suis beaucoup en stream, je l'aime beaucoup. Je trouve que c'est... Enfin, il a l'aura de capitaine, c'est quelqu'un que tu lui fais confiance. Et je trouve qu'il est assez naturel, genre il
a de l'aura, quoi, c'est ce que t'as dit finalement.
Ouais, et puis enfin, tu le comprends facilement et il se révèle facilement.
Je suis d'accord, effectivement. So I would pick Safe because he's like really honest. I love his attitude. I follow him a lot on stream, so I think he's really reliable. Et enfin, pour le dernier fan Vitality.
Moi, je choisis aussi Safe. C'est une légende de Vitality. Il respecte l'orgue, donc tous les supporters l'aiment. Et c'est pour ça qu'il mérite sa place dans le panthéon de Vitality.
Okay, so I think I would pick Safe too. He deserves his seat in the pantheon of Vitality. He respects our org, so the fans love him, of course. And we will see if those players pop off in the second half. Let's get back to the game.
Thank you very much, Lou. Lovely to hear from them. Minnie, who do you have on your wall when you're a teenager, mate? Safe? Durka? Poster. It was Poster, wasn't it?
All right, calm down.
Sleggy.
No, I was a weirdo. I didn't have anything on my walls.
Didn't allow it in the padded room, though. Back into game, though, 8-4. Right, so Carmine Core woke up a bit, but that was really rather a dominant display from Vitality, right? That was a very strong start. Does that continue on the side switch? Because it feels like it does. This is still a dangerous comp on that side swap.
I mean, it's very strong. I'm looking at Casey's defense thinking, this is one of Eng's kind of comps where he knows how to play this defense, but I'm going to be looking at it carefully, figuring out how, because you got the two smokers, but the stall isn't quite as nice, and you don't have the Sova for the deep info on A. Some common things in the kind of way that I like to play Haven that we don't see.
Oh, well, Elite will just get it looks like a blind reward on that one. Happy enough. Takes away Safe. That's, you know, a little bit of a blunting of the tip of the spear. Now Vitality have to kind of readdress the site, hit a bit more util.
Casey happy to play retake here. 5v4 and C on a pistol, this is more than fine.
Yeah, looking to pressure early through Garage though, as Aves is the one who's going to be punished on that peak. And Carmine Core decide against that option, decide to go the other way around.
Cage triggered.
With a smoke down towards long. Kick still close by though. This is on a knife's edge here. Timing's everything. He's going to get one, does get traded out in the end. Couldn't get much more than that. You're looking at the util now. Again, no more pings towards that spike. You're not going to get away with it. Durka, good damage, but a good trade. Sugetsu keeping up. And the defuse is going to be halfway. They've got to get dealing with this one. This is not as easy as it used to be. That defuse is still being set. Sugetsu! He gets caught by less. And now down to one less. He's not letting this slip. First pistol round of the second half in the hands of Vitality.
I mean, I called it wrong. I thought that KCB absolutely fine there playing the retake. I mean, I would have called for that if I was in the server, but Vitality did a great job getting that early pick back. And then I want to point out Durka here. Like, he recognized that the offsite post in the pistol, especially without those pings, is going to be tough and re-wrap through Garage.
Yep.
Like a very good kind of heads-up play.
Nice! Seeing good intuitive work from them.
No way, no way, no way.
I haven't been paying attention to the coach camps much.
Does it feel nice to not have that on you now?
That felt quite good for me.
It's my favorite part, so I'm glad we start to see the coaches coming back out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do enjoy.
I mean, it's a good duo that to watch.
Just massive reaction, zero reaction. Yeah. It does feel like a comedy sketch at times, but it's certainly no laughing matter right now. They are going to be down to the classics for KC. A bit tricky to try and keep hold of this now. Try to make a bit of a play off it, and already you can see that kind of walk through Garage, taking space. Durka deals with the util.
It's an anti-eco, I might remember.
Have they been in the playbook, Minnie? Did you leave some notes out? Have they been...
I don't know. Maybe Durka's got some good memory. I mean, you can go watch the VODs.
That's very true, and I think he's been doing more than watching VODs. He's looking rather tasty there. That's going to be an early ult for him too. That's going to be very close, leaving Sugetsu. Yeah, tricky spot.
Just to explain the intentions.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, like, the idea is that Garage is quite a difficult space to take on an anti-eco. It's a bit dangerous, close quarters. So what you do is you send that recon in, paired usually with the Euro Flash and a clone. And then if Durka gets into trouble going into Garage, he can TP out.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, he can kill that Sentinel util, call for the boys to come see, do what he wants, you know what I mean? So again, like, you can see that, like, even on this side of the half, like, he has that space to kind of help Safe out. Like, if he wants to make some calls, he's more than able to. A massive brawl from KC. 4A.
Got to go for it, I guess. Durka does get highlighted on this, so Sadak was really desperate to close. I say Sadak was. Sugetsu flies in, and it's Aves in unison as well to find Kick. So they actually control over towards. They won that brawl, and it looked clean.
Yeah, this is the classic kind of Casey style. They on defense, they sometimes don't have the tools that you traditionally expect. So like usually like a breach stun or maybe like an ISO vulnerable shot combo to take A main. And instead they'll just throw 4 people at you. Like
Fair
that's
enough.
very common.
And it worked so well this time. Trying to maybe now allude to this C-take coming in. It's going to get a scan, but it's elite to find Trex, but Safe's a bit closer here. Safe is such a deadly player. He's going to know this player's backside, and I think the penny's dropped a little bit on that. They don't want to risk too much. That might open up the chance for a plant here, but it is a 2v5.
Enjoying the discipline. There is a balance, obviously. If you play too disciplined and give too much space away.
That should respect having to be shown here, but Safe, I mean, it would take either a monumental mistake or that Safe is able to get 1 or 2, trying to exploit them aggressively. If it's just a 2v5 post-plant, so difficult.
The biggest highlight of his career, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the caliber you're asking for. But in unison, Les is going to spot them flooding through, send Safe to the corner, but can he find a shot? No. Safe. Nice try. Nice try. I got a little interested. You got my attention on that one.
The music, that frag movie music.
Only watch floors, all right? 10-5 though. Okay, a little bit close now. 3 surviving, that's much better. But how many times can you go for that brawl? Is that something you can repeat, or is that a one and done sort of look here?
What Casey are very good at, and Eng's systems is very good at, is that he can condition that. So like he can throw a similar util, and because we got the Euro, we set up close and maybe even TP off or leave the Euro there. So like we can use that kind of style, but we don't want to be using 4 people there a lot. So we could set up a trap, do it again. Secretly, it's only 2 or 3 people. We got 3 people C ready for the kind of reaction from Vitality. But
double face in middle, KC. Looking towards Garage. Once again, Durka trying to clear that util early. Does draw a reaction. He's not being subtle about his presence. He wants reaction. But the rest of the team, very passive default. Oh. Yeah, time to go. Read it right, but Casey do get to reclear Garage.
yeah, Casey doing a good job of just making sure that, you know, things are clear. Vitality look a slight step ahead. I'm going to see what Casey do now.
Who's next?
So ult's going to be invested, straight towards 8, clears through sewer, sees nothing. Still a question mark, I guess. No, it's pretty much cleared, I'd say, for
This is a tough situation now for Casey.
It's you and me.
Safe with the ult as well. Does he actually catch one up?
Nope.
No, okay, I thought he might have caught, who was it up towards heaven? I think Alves was up there, but no. Backpedal
Interested
away.
to see how we play this retake now. Really difficult retake for Casey.
Well, Trek's waiting in case anyone does try and flood through here. Safe going to be revealed. You're right, that is an eventuality. I do see utility still in place, and Kicks is going to find Martine. Less holding that front line. Yeah, nice from Kicks there, but it's elite with a response, and Durka gets dealt with. Hold on, they're clearing house. It's all down to Trex. Sat towards long, he's got to know there's at least one close by. Nice work from him. Gonna keep cool under pressure, you know this guy can! Trex! Red Bull clutch! Vitality looking unfazed by what almost looked like a lost round.
I have no idea what flashed Durka there. Did he team flash himself or something?
No idea.
He had a free frag.
You thought so, didn't you? What's he up to?
I want to see that if that's on the replay.
Let's see. Oh, that was so nice from Kicks though.
I don't know. Don't know?
Yeah, mystery. Yeah. We'll watch it back. I'm sure someone's got
but yeah, Trex there. Trex is that player to me that, like, I don't want to say underrated. I don't know if that's correct.
I don't think he's ever been shown to his full capabilities.
Like, to the global stage, he hasn't been there that often.
Correct. It's same with Safe. You know what I mean? Like, regionally, we know how good these players are, but that next step up, they never really transferred into that sort of...
But to me, Trex is right up there.
You say
I don't want to say.
There's tiers to this.
I'm a Leo guy.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going there. Would you go close to Rien's?
Nobody's there.
I'm putting Rien's pretty much next to Leo these days. Would you say kind of like a Leo, Rien's, Trex, or
I think he's
sort of area?
I want to see him in a team like this and see what he can do.
Yes.
At the end of this year, if I say that Trex is as good as them, like, that wouldn't surprise me if they're as good as this.
That's fair. I think that's a very reasonable summary. Look at you being nice. Oh, there we go. It was his, absolutely his own flash. You look at the replay. We had it for you there. He missed it.
Oh. I'm an amateur.
I know he's not used. He's new here. All right. He knows the game. Less about casting, but he's doing really well. Be nice chat. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird.
That does feel weird. That does feel. Can you go back to being mean again?
Yeah, you're short. 11. That sounds creative. 11 to 5. Money's in the bin really for KC here. Bucky's coming out. Do have a Vandal, no armor on Elite. The thing is, like, some of these rounds have been really quite close, but some of that firepower from Vitality just gets them across lines as well. But that's not to disrespect how well they're doing in the kind of forethought to this either. They have actually done a great job, but again, you look at Trex in that clutch. Would every other player do that? Probably not. He does really well. We've had a couple of those, but this should be 12, unless maybe this pack of 3 finds someone. I'm not sure.
I think it's a really nice anti-eco approach from Vitality.
Well, so far so good. Back up. Yeah.
So, taking the space on the A side of the map and just setting up a very defensive kind of position.
Yep.
And then exploring that C side of the map. Is there anything there? Like we got the kind of ISO shield to kind of protect us, to kind of take some peeks up there, get some information. Like we saw yesterday some teams like what their anti-eco approach was just send 5A, wait a little bit, and then go. And it's just like, well, you've just gambled. Whereas Safe has made a good call there.
In-zone flawless as well, in case you missed that. It was clean as anything. So they at least have a buy now for Carmine Core, so they can get to come back in with it, a little bit more firepower to them. But I think we're seeing the strength of what Vitality are doing, and it is repeatable. It's not just gimmicky, it's not one and done. This looks solid, and it's not just like a one-man show either. There is the argument you could have had a Durka over delivery, or pick anyone for that roster. Safe. It does seem like a collective approach, and it looks very well rounded so far. Setup switch around here though.
Yeah, so KC playing there. This will be their Killjoy ult setup that they'll be running. So just looking to kind of get some information early on A, creating some pressure with the smoke and the recon to make it not feel like it's too clear.
Okay.
But ultimately they'll be going to retake A with that ult.
This is the frustration as well though, over towards C. Plant's going to come in. No immediate ult. Trex will get his if he's going for the plant, which he has, so he can fall away towards long.
And now this Killjoy ult is completely, is not going to be a problem now.
No, issues aplenty. Durka checking if there's a flank. There isn't so far, so he can late approach towards Garage if he fancies it. And as we said, there's the checkmate on that one. And Safe actually just decides to have a little bit of a fight here. It's Kicks to back him up as well. And Vitality looking strong together until Sugetsu takes some steps towards the site. But the time is starting to run low. They've got to get a move on. And Vitality aren't letting it happen. Sugetsu in a 1v3. I think his days are numbered, and so are his chances. 13 to 5. It's a clear start here, Mini. It's looking good for Vitality.
Yeah, great game all around. I got a shot at Kicks though. Just finished the map 17 to 13.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's very, very impressive. But again, it's not a one-map affair. We do have more to come. Of course, coming up next will be Bind, where we've seen Carmine Core, and that to me is the more interesting factor. Don't go away.
Vitality is born ready. Oh, the Safe is saluting behind us.
Me? General.
Feels good to be back.
Finally. Sit him down, Kimmy! But
up on.
What is this, my girl?
Red Bull gives you wings.